1 year ago, we did a two-part series called Behind Bars, where I met two women in the Dougherty County Jail. One was a grandmother and the other one was 6 months pregnant at the time. So 1 year later, we checked in with them to see where they are and how their lives have changed in this special report, A Troubled Path.
I mean, everybody considers this trip to jail to be their last trip.
Do you believe that this is the last time you'll be in the Dougherty County Jail?
I know it is.
So I believe this is my last time.
And 1 year after I spent the night with her as my cellmate, Jennifer Kelly is no longer in the Dougherty County Jail. She's in federal prison from the same case that landed her here. Now, over the past year, we kept in contact through letters. Here's what she has to say about her current position.
I went to court on November 29th, 2010, and got 2 years in prison. It sounds bad, but considering the 9 years the probation officer was recommending, plus I get a chance for parole. So I pray and expect to be home before the spring. I recently got assaulted and it shook me up. I even ended up in lockdown. I was angry, but used that solitude to seek God and write a few more days in the devotional I hadn't written in a month. I'm adamant about moving forward in the path and purpose of God. I used to feel as though it was too late and I had done too much. But I'm getting a glimpse of God's grace, and I know that there is hope for me in Christ. I look to rise way above this.
Colonel Ostrainer says many inmates turn to faith in order to make it through their sentence.
Some of them, it's very, very sincere. They honestly want to make a change in their life. They have determined that they cannot within themselves muster up the strength to change their life. But with that outside source of strength, well, perhaps then they can do it, and they mean it.
Jennifer says when she gets out, she plans to reconnect with family to meet her grandson and stay anchored on the right path by God. And the other inmate we met was Mary Prince, who at the time was 6 months pregnant in jail, an experience she calls her rock bottom.
That was the lowest I've ever been because, here I am pregnant, doing drugs, stealing, and taking my 2-year-old around with me to do all them bad things.
But that rock bottom experience is what generally gives a person the determination to make a real change. It helps them to identify the road or the path in their life that led them to this jail and to finally put themselves on a different path.
Prince got out of jail, stopped doing drugs, found a job, won custody of her children, and was doing well. However, after she didn't pay her probation fee, she wound up back in jail. We called her, and she says despite how it may look, she hasn't committed any more crimes, and she's on the right path for herself and, more importantly, for her children.
Me coming in out of jail and me doing the things I've done ain't nothing but a cycle in my life, And I know the only way I can keep my kids from ending up anything like me is by breaking this now while they're still young. Because if they grow up seeing me use drugs and coming in out of jail, they're going to be doing the same thing I'm doing. Regardless of, what I try to tell them. It's my actions that speak louder.
The good news to Mary's story is that she gets out of jail on Thursday, November 3rd. She says she wants to go to a rehabilitation center in Cuthbert that will allow her to keep her kids as she gets her life on the right path. Romney Smith, Fox 31 News.